Hi everybody. So for this tutorial, I would like to show you simply how to output the views that you have already saved. So let's go ahead and begin. Basically, you're just going to come up here to File, and you're going to move your cursor down to where it says Export. Just hover over Export, and then you're going to move your cursor over and select 2D Graphic. Give that a click, and then you'll see that it's looking for a folder to export. And I already have mine preset, and I already went ahead and did a quick save to make sure it was going to work out, and it did. So the file name, please look to the requirements for the course so that you know exactly what file name to use. I'm going to leave this one as sample site, but make sure that you are using the first initial last name format. Check the requirements to see what the rest of the title should have for this file. All right, then you'll see under Save as Type, you're going to be saving this as a JPEG. And a JPEG is nothing more than what we call a raster file. And a raster file basically means that it's like a photograph, which means it contains pixels. So that's what you're going to be saving, and you're outputting a JPEG. And I know that we've been outputting PDFs before, and I would like to output a PDF here, but it just doesn't turn out the way it should. So we're going to stick with JPEG. So before you click Export, you're going to come over here to the Options. You're going to click on Options, and you're going to see the options here. And I've already set my width to the correct pixels, which is 2550. So where does this number come from? Basically, you want to output an image that is going to be 17 inches wide. Now, when you're dealing with raster images, you're also dealing with pixels per inch, the DPI as they call it. And I want you to have an image that is of decent quality. So your image is going to have 150 pixels per inch. So if you take the 150 and you multiply that by 17, that's where you get the number 2,550 pixels. Now, it'd be nice if it was also 11 inches, and that value would be 1,650 because you take 11 and you multiply it by 150 to arrive at that number. However, because the proportions of the screen are a little bit different, you're going to get a different number for the height. So don't worry about the height at all. Just make sure that your width is set to that value of 2,550 pixels. Leave the anti-aliasing on. And then for the JPEG compression, just make sure it stays where it is right now, which is at better quality. And then you can go ahead and click OK. And then go ahead and click Export. And you'll click on Export, and it may take a second or two. You can see how it's processing that output file. And it just takes a moment. And sometimes I get a little impatient, so I go ahead and I give it a click on the screen, and it just looks like it's all done. Sometimes it'll say not responding, so I just wait a little bit longer. But that is the output. So if I show you what that looks like, let me get that open on a separate screen over here and bring it over. So this is the output that I have. And you'll see that if I zoom in a little bit closer, there is some what we call pixelation, meaning that we could see the pixels, but I'm zoomed in really close at 200. So I'm going to bring this back out to 100, and you'll see that at this resolution at 100, viewing it at 100% here, it looks fine. And then when I set it to just fit the whole screen, and I think I need to click this icon here, zoom to fit, you'll see that it has decent resolution. If you ever wanted to increase that resolution, you can always come back and output it with a higher pixel count. That's entirely up to you. Or even output a PDF. But I'm going to stay away from PDF because, let me close this out, and I want to show you that I went ahead and had a PDF. I just want to show it to you here for a second. And this is what the PDF looked like. And if you look closely, the trees did not come out as they should have. There's something going on, and it has to do, I think, with outputting a PDF versus outputting the JPEG. So this is why I'm staying away from PDF, but you'll see if I move my cursor to the corner here, that it is 17 inches wide, and this is 10 inches in terms of the ratio that was on screen. So bringing it as close as I can to 17 by 11 is all that matters. So that's why we're not going to be saving PDF. Just want to let you know about that. And it's just going to be the JPEGs that you're going to output. So if I go to this overall view, so you're just going to output all of these. So I'll click over here on overall. It's going to take a second to switch over. There we go. And then it's just the same thing over, just file, and then you're going to export 2D graphics. And if you're doing this during the same session, then when you go to options, it's already going to be set to the 2550 pixel width. So you just have to OK that. And then again, like I said, look to the requirements so that you know what the naming convention is going to be. But like I said, definitely first initial, last name to keep track, and then you'll be able to export and you'll be all set. Okay, that was it. Just get all of your views done, get them exported, and be ready to upload to Google Drive and also to place on Miro. All right, that's all. Thank you.